So we're out spraying a little bit today. I got some stuff to record here on my iPad for my data, so I need to get this done. But shop double crops, oh wait, nope, now it's 8-4-20. Dang, time flies. 118 and 26 gallon of Roundup. Yeah. So we are about 4 weeks out from harvest, 3 or 4 weeks out from harvest. It's coming up pretty quick, a little bit quicker than usual. Corn's actually looking really well, looking like we're gonna have a phenomenal crop this year. So the only thing we can do is hope for the best and just hope that everything goes okay. We do got a couple of upgrades coming before harvest. You guys will have to wait and see what they are. And then we got a couple of upgrades coming after harvest as well. So, but I'm not gonna let you guys know that yet. You guys are just gonna have to wait and find out yourselves. Clear. That ain't gonna work. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do this and that. So yeah, we're out here spraying. It's a really pretty day out, really nice day to be running. So I think Ross is up spraying too. I'm not really sure though, so we'll see. I will talk to him here in a bit and figure out what he's doing, but I'm getting hungry and it's about lunchtime, so I better call my sister and have her get me some lunch.
So how you guys doing today? So today we're on fan wheat. You can tell we got everything set up. We got a original, we're fanning seed wheat to kind of get all the chaff and stuff out to make it clean when it goes to the air seeder, so it doesn't really have any problems planting it. So I think we got everything set up now. Like I said, you got my uncle and cousin are right out there. They're going out there to check the bit, make sure everything's set up out there and stuff. But this afternoon I'm gonna try to go spray. But they got some rain up there last night, so I'm gonna let it dry I'm gonna let it dry out for a little bit. Let the sun come out, let it dry. I don't know how much rain they got, so to be on the safe side, it's gonna wait a minute. Help them fan, at least to get started fanning wheat here. So before I go spray, but I'll show you some of this. So guys, then we're fanning down. It comes out down there. It comes out through there, and then it's going to work its way down into the fan. I don't know if you can see the wheat coming or not. There's a fan there, cleaning it out. This is the bats are off, like all the stuff that makes it through the fan and stuff. All the bad stuff. That is the waste grain, alder here. And after it moves through all this, comes over here. Out the clean auger, down it, out the truck. And we'll fan that whole truck out there, about 1,000 bushel, which will probably be about good enough to do our wheat. There's got some frost underneath here, that's against all the weed and stuff that comes out, to maybe fix it a little better, or maybe save some of the wheat and not waste it.
So what we're doing now is we're out here and we are spraying these horse weeds. As you can see, they've gotten a little bit out of hand. I'm just gonna spray what's around the edge here because out there in it, it's not that bad. And plus these beans are really far along. You really are gonna hurt them more than you're gonna help them at this point, but we don't want these weeds to seed out, so we gotta get them taken care of. Some cockleburs are out here too, of course. Typical for us here in Indiana. We get a lot of cockleburs and mare's tail, sometimes a lot of water hemp in certain fields. Lower fields are really bad about water hemp, but most of these higher ones here where I'm at now around home, usually we do pretty well here with water hemp. So yeah, we're trying to get this under control before we have a bigger problem next year because we didn't spray it. So it's kind of the mindset that's going on there. It sucks because I can't spray dicamba over them just to make sure they're dead, but oh well. Nothing we can do about it. It is a little bit cooler today. Usually when you're spraying stuff like this, you'd rather it be cooler anyways, mainly because it lets the plant metabolize the chemicals a lot easier, kills it faster. Or it doesn't really kill it faster. It kills it slower, but it'll kill it better. Usually this time of the year for us is like the hottest time of the year, and we're trying to minimize spraying, minimize having tractors and stuff like that out. But obviously it's like 65 degrees out today. I am not wearing a sweatshirt and I don't really know why, but that's beside the point. But we are going to try and kill these things. Hopefully this Roundup will take care of it, and none of these will seed out, and then we won't have an issue with it next year. But that's only a hope, sadly. I mean, you can't really tell until they're dead or dying.
So guys, starts out here in the bend, comes to this auger. This auger takes it to the blower motor. This is the blower right here that moves the grain. After it goes down in here, it moves the grain and shoves it out. Background building. So that background this building, it's underground here. It's underground right over here. It runs underneath the ground to the old shop here and up that tubing into there. And after it comes out there, it comes into this hopper tank. And after it comes into the hopper tank, it goes to the fan mill. The first flare. And they have a bigger, this has a bigger hole in it than the bottom one has. That causes all that shake and stuff. It takes all this crap down into here. And levels out of the bucket. It's all crap that we're turning it out. So this stuff right here will plug up our air seeder. You have to get out, take that cover off, and have to try to fix it and everything. It's not fun. So that's why we're trying to fan some of the wheat. Alright, yeah, we're gonna fan this big truckload here. It's about 1,300 bushels, which I think is that seed wheat for the year. So I'll wait and see. Comes out of it goes there. Roll feed hopper. Roll feed hopper drops it down into this one. This is the one that'll take all the feed out. All the feed will go down into here. And after that, all the feed will take it out of here. Those are all the weeds stay here. And all the weeds stay there. All we go down on the back stuff, it's from the bottom out to here and stuff. Like this right here, like some of the stuff that doesn't come out of here, like some of the bad stuff doesn't come out of there, that goes into there and stuff, and it'll work its way over there. That's a trash leg. It's all trash. So yeah, it'll go down to here. Down to here. Down into the fan. And the fan will pick up the weed, kind of blow the rest of the crap out. Blow the rest of the trash out. And it'll drop down to the sling leg. And it will come up the sling leg. Up the sling leg down to here. We got this. Right with the truck. We got the seed wheat. And after we get done with that, we got a hopper tank in the back of the farm, or in the back there. We'll take it, dump that truck in for this fall. So in about 2 or 3 months, we'll go to plant weed. We'll be in the hopper tank. We'll take it, load it into our dump trailer, and I'll use the dump trailer to kind of fill up the planter and stuff. So overall. We normally don't fan it, but this year it seemed to have a lot more of this stuff in it. Like this, according to when we didn't get the auger cleaned out, like all this straw and stuff like that. That stuff will clog them and air seeder pretty quick. So we're just trying to get rid of that, most of that stuff out. Little finer stuff to flow through it, but you got all the oil and gases to make it work. So that's pretty much the process we go through when spraying our wheat. Oh, another thing I forgot to add. When we come up here, this right here controls how fast the wheat comes, how fast the wheat will come out of there. You know, to actually start separating. So, we can spin out, but we don't want to speed it out and turn it this way, or slow it down and turn it this way, stuff like that. So pretty much that's basically the whole process of how it when we start, when we first fan it, how it starts, how it ends, to where we go to put it in the hopper tank.
So Ross and a couple of the other cousins are there at the farm. They are fanning wheat for planting seed this fall once we get done picking corn. I am going back down to spray. I got another ditch bank to spray. And what happened on these ditch banks, guys, is the ditch board came out. They cleaned out the ditch, threw it up on the ditch bank, and then left us with a muddy mess. So we didn't get to plant it until later, because it was really wet whenever I was trying to plant in the spring, even though the field was absolutely completely dry, and we just couldn't get into it. So I'm trying to spray them and knock them back. I never really could get into them before the dicamba date because my sprayer was not around. So now we are going to try and hit it again with some Roundup. That's what we've done on a field down the road here, and it turned out, or it should turn out to work pretty well for the most part, and we'll see. But yeah, and then here's a cornfield of ours. Looks pretty good all the way across the field. All of our fields out here look really good this year. I went and scouted some with one of our seed salesmen. They kind of went over with us on some of the things that we needed to be looking out for, and that we are looking out for anyways. But yeah, pretty good year is what it's going to look like this year. Just filled up, put some Enlist in. We're on our way back down now. The Enlist, we're spraying Enlist beans, Enlist seed beans for, I think these are Pioneer beans. Yeah, these ones are Pioneer beans. These are Pioneer seed beans Enlist, and they are for next year's crop. For whoever wants to plant Enlist beans next year, there's a chance that you could get our seed. We do put out a lot of seed beans every year, or not as much as what we did this year, but obvious circumstances made for obvious reasons with the dicamba rulings and everything else. So we did end up picking up a lot more seed bean acres, and we are about 4 weeks away from starting harvest on first crop, 3 to 4 weeks away from starting harvest. So we're just trying to get a little bit done, or we're gonna try and get as much of it done as quick as we can, and hopefully we can fly through it all. So we just done a little bit of a test on some dicamba beans to see how they react to Enlist, or in other words 2,4-D. I hung my boom out about 5 foot over onto that field about right there, and that's dicamba beans. Those are our beans. I sprayed right along the edge with the wind blowing away from them beans. So if it's anything like dicamba, according to what everybody's saying, it should go back that way to hurt them beans, to hurt the dicamba beans. But we will see. It's going to be very interesting, I think, to see what happens. Dad wanted me to run this little test, and I said I was kind of scared about it, but he said just go for it anyways. I don't care what you think. So I went ahead and done it, and we'll see what he says. But I'm gonna make him guess where it is, so then that way he can point it out to me, even though he will just pull up the map on his phone from my John Deere and see where it's at. The only thing that I do not like about these wheat fields or these double crop beans is the fact of the matter that it's so rough. You might not believe it, but it is actually really rough out here. I mean, we work it to death before we come out here and plant it in wheat, and it's just so rough. But that's the one good thing about this sprayer over the top of the Heggie is this sprayer is a lot smoother than the Heggie, but it's still pretty rough. And I think a lot of it has to do with the compaction, the amount of compaction, because you can tell whenever you're going like with the rows or against the rows or however you do it, that there is a difference in how rough it is depending on where you're at. And whenever we are going across this field, whereas a normal soybean field we might go across it like maybe 3 or 4 times, in these double crop fields we're going across them probably 7 to 10 times, depending on the weeds and the year and everything else that we got going on. So yeah, we're going across it a lot more in the excuse me, we're going across it a lot more in the double crops than what we are in the single crops, and that's only because of the fact of the matter of how much care it takes to produce a good crop on them. And we're also trying to raise 2 crops in a year, and that's pretty much unheard of. So yeah, I'm gonna go home. Okay? Come in, Nate. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be all for today's video. Enjoy the wheat mess, but yeah. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, follow Farm Instagram, Facebook page, and
see you in the next video.